Test. Okay. Hello everyone, welcome to the OneClass channel. My name is Andrew and I'm currently doing stats and mathematics at University of Toronto. And today we'll be going over some commonly asked mathematics questions at both the high school level and college levels. And if you need some homework help or tutoring, please check out the links in the description below. So now let's start our session. Alright. So our first question today is asking how to convert cm to mm. Alright, so let's copy down the question. How to convert cm to mm. Yeah. So whenever you come across a conversion question or problem like this, asks us to convert something one unit to another unit, we always need to find our conversion factor first. Okay, so conversion factor. And in this case, 1 cm is equal to 10 mm. And by knowing this, we can use an example to explain a little bit more. So if we got a question like convert 5 centimeter to millimeter, right? So now we just need to use 5 cm times our conversion factor, which is 10 mm over 1 cm, which will give us 5 times 10 mm, which is 50 mm. So what 5 cm is equal to 50 mm? And let's use another example. So we want to convert 12 cm to mm. Alright, so we copy down the 12 and still we times it with our conversion factor, which is 10 mm over 1 cm, which is equal to 12 times 10 mm, which is 110 mm. Right. So yeah, so that's how we convert cm to mm. So let's leave a comment there. Oops. Oh, correct. Alright. So the second one we got is asking us what is a product in math. Okay, so let's copy down the question. What is the product in math? Alright. So product is just terms used to indicate the answer to a multiplication problem. Okay, so let's write that down first. So, oops, that indicates the answer to a multiplication problem. Right. And coming up, we have an example. First, I want to know the product of 2 multiplied by 4. And in this case, we just do our multiplication, which is 2 times 4 is equal to 8. And 8 is our product. Right, or is the product is 8. And also, if we go something like this, 8 divided by 4 is equal to 2. And in this case, 8 is still the product. And the reason why is because we can rewrite this equation as 8 is equal to 2 times 4, where 8 is still the answer to a multiplication problem. Right. So as long as we follow the rules for multiplication, we'll always arrive at the correct end product. Right. So some other examples could also be 1 times 0.1 is equal to 0.1, where 0.1 is product. Well, right here. And 10 times 10 is equal to 100, where 100 is still the product. And 2 times 3 is equal to 6, where 6 is still the product. 4 times 5 is equal to 20, where 20 is still the product. So all these are the product. Alright. So let's leave a comment there. Oops. Good. Okay. So coming up, we have our next question. What is the cube root of negative 64? So first, if we want to find the cube root of a integer, we always need to express the numbers using the prime factorization. Right. So let's write it down here. Prime factorization. And in this case, we need to express the numbers by dividing it by -4 twice. Right. So we got a -4, and this is equal to negative 64 is equal to -4 times 16, and we just leave -4 there, and in terms of 16 is equal to -4 times -4. So we know -64 can be represented by -4 times -4 times -4. And let's write it down here. The number can be expressed as -4 is equal to, -64 is equal to -4 times -4 times -4. Alright, which means negative 4 is equal to, negative 64 is equal to negative 4 to the exponent of 3, because it times itself by 3 times. See, 1, 2, 3. Right. So to get the cube root of negative 64, we apply the radical rule. Radical rule, which is a to the exponent of n to the root of n is equal to n. So substituting the number, we will get negative 64 to the cube root is equal to negative 4 to the exponent of 3 cube root, which is equal to, because this part is still going to be a itself, right? So this time a is equal to negative 4, so it's just going to be negative 4 at the end, and we just copy down what we have on the left hand side. Right. So now we can write our conclusion. Therefore, the cube root of negative 64 is negative 4. Right. So that's all we got for this question. So let's leave a comment there. So coming up, we have our next question. It's asking what is the surface area of cube and a rectangular prism. Surface area of a cube and surface area of a rectangular prism. Alright. So first let's deal with the cube part first. So hold on. The surface area of a cube. Right. So first let's draw a diagram of a cube, which is something look like this. Right. So here we got a cube, and we said it has a side A, because it's a cube, so every single side is equal to A. And now let's draw the expansion form of it. So if we want to expand this, this is gonna look like something like this. Oops. Right. And still, all of the side is equal to A. Right. And at this time, if we want to calculate the area of it, It's actually is equal to the summation of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of 6 squares. And in terms of the surface area of each individual squares, it's going to be length times width, which is just going to be a squared. And since it's a cube, so all of its surface shares the same surface area. So this is still going to be a squared, a squared, a squared, a squared, and a squared. So we can know the surface area of a cube is equal to 6a squared, since we got 6 surfaces in total. Alright, so let's write down our conclusion. So noted the area of a square can be computed by a is equal to small a squared, where a is the side of the square, and a cube is composed of 6 squares on all of its surface. Thus, this gives us the formula. Which is, let's say, is equal to 6a squared. Yeah. So that's the surface area of a cube. And now let's go to the second part. Okay, so part 2, the surface area of a rectangular polygon. Alright. So still, let's first draw a diagram of it. So this is something like this. Which this is length, width, and height. And if you want to expand this, it's going to be equal to something like this. Right. So now here's the length, the width, and that's the height, length, width, and things are rectangular prism. So these two parts are having the same surface area, the same area, and the two blue parts has the same area, and also the green part having the same area. Alright, so let's just calculate each area and add them together. So since we got this particular rectangle, we got our length as L and height as H, so the area for this part is going to be L times H, and for the yellow part it's going to be W times H. Again, because the green part are equal, so this is still going to be L times H and W times H. And in terms of the blue part, it's going to be L times W and L times W. Right. So let's write our conclusion. So we consider all the areas of the faces of the prisms or rectangles and denoted that the area of a rectangle can be computed as A is equal to BH, where BH are the product, are the two sides of A, two sides of A. Thus, we have, and now we just need to add them all together. So surface area is equal to LH times WH times LH times WH times LW, plus LW plus LW. And by simplifying all this, we found that we add LH twice and also WH twice and LW twice. So after simplifying, this is going to be equal to 2WH times, plus 2LH plus 2LW. Right, so that's the formula for the surface area of a rectangle prism. Right. And 6a squared will be the formula for the surface area of a cube. Right, so now let's see the common data. So coming up, we're asking how do you write 44 and 50 as a fraction, a decimal, and percent, right? So fraction, decimal, and percent. All right. So let's do the fraction part first. Because 4450, it just means 44 parts out of 55, out of 50 are available. So imagine we cut a whole cake into 50 pieces, and we want to take 44 pieces out of it. So we'll have 44 over 50. And as you can see, 44 is an even number and 50 is an even number as well. So we can divide the top and bottom by 2. So 44 divided by 2 and 50 divided by 2, which gives us 22 over 25. And we cannot simplify anymore. So this is going to be our final result for fraction. And in terms of decimal, we just need to evaluate the operation, which is division. So take our answer from the fraction, which is 22 divided by 25, which is just equal to 0.88, right? So that's what we have in decimal form. Okay, and in terms of the percent, so we just need to multiply the decimal part by 100%, right? So 0.88 times 100%, which is going to be equal to 88%, because we just moved the decimal point to the right hand side for 2 units, and with a percentage sign at the end, right? So that's how we write this as a fraction, a decimal, and percent. Let's circle this. Right. So let's leave a comment there. Okay. Right, so I think those are all the questions for today, and if you enjoyed today's Q&A and would like to be notified of when we do this next, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell below. And if you'd like to submit your own questions, please read the links in the description. Remember to leave a like and a comment and share this video with a friend. And this has been Andrew from